A sinister figure emerges against a stark magenta background, her dark hair framing a face with glowing yellow eyes. She wears a black and purple suit and a white belt adorned with skulls. Her hand extends, three long, bright white claws piercing through the air, hinting at a deadly power. The scene shifts to the changeling an hour ago, showing a sleek spaceship-like craft with a circular portal on the side. Inside, a woman with green skin and white eyes is communicating through a shimmering, transparent screen. Her voice, serene yet urgent, speaks of delicate visions of the future and a plan to return someone to life. A blue-skinned woman with long red hair is on the other side of the communication with her, leaning against a control panel, listening intently and talking about the delicate nature of the plan, before a final close-up of the screen as the green woman is saying a final word before ending the communication with the blue-skinned women. The scene then changes to the changeling now, in chaos. It's badly damaged and sinking into the ocean, smoke and fire all around it. Amidst this destruction, a single line resonates, nothing can go wrong. The scene opens in a chaotic battleground, with figures fighting amongst the wreckage. A voice speaks of the difficulty of working with people like Creed and Deathstrike, calling them unsubtle and clumsy. The speaker, though, acknowledges their crucial role in the final phase of a plan and asks others to put aside their distaste. Below the battle scene, the focus shifts to three figures in close-up. The first with a face bloodied and damaged, another face seemingly asleep or unconscious. Finally, a woman with dark hair, her expression resolute and fierce, holding a figure with a red garment. Amidst the rubble, a voice calls out, "Safe!" followed by an explosive "Enough!" as the battle continues. A figure with a black mask and red accents, Mr. Sinister, emerges, claiming his healing factor rivals that of Wolverine. He confronts Mystique, who stands defiant despite being taken aback by his sudden appearance, and is clearly taken aback when he mentions throwing a ship. He then tries to command her, to which she responds with a fierce, "I said enough," looking directly into his face. The scene opens with a figure, Dakin, being urged to wake up by Laura amidst confusion about recent events. The narrative shifts to a discussion about their previous encounter with Mr. Sinister, and a destroyed spaceship as another character is in pain with his hand on his forehead. It's revealed the ship was their only way out, and they need to band together. A desperate call is made to Deathstrike for help, who replies with a fierce desire for vengeance. Finally, it's revealed that Shagun is gone, by Sinister's hand, and the scene ends with the character Yuriko being told to still her sorrows as Shagun is maybe gone. The scene begins with a woman, with long black hair, embracing a demonic figure with red skin and horns. She claims Argown is eternal. She is shocked when this red-skinned figure speaks with a voice that was thought dead. Argown reveals that, while Fang had locked his soul away, he was able to take control of his body when he was near death. He states that it's time to deal with Mr. Sinister. The woman pleads with Argown not to go as Sinister will kill him, to which Argown replies that bodies are just meat to him, and he will find a new host if necessary. He reveals his motives, saying he is doing this to allow the woman to escape, and calls her "my love." The scene transitions to a conversation between the woman and Argown, where she questions if their sacrifices are for her sake. Argown counters by saying he would rather she is dead, before explaining he will use what is left of Shagun's body to help her escape, which she seems to reluctantly agree to. The scene then shifts to Mr. Sinister and Mystique in a struggle, where she tries to offer her help, only to be rebuffed. Suddenly, Mr. Sinister is struck with a powerful attack from unseen sources, followed by a call from Mystique for everyone to get into a ship. The scene explodes into a fierce battle between Mr. Sinister and Argown. Argown, with a demonic red visage, reveals himself as the Father of Blades, claiming to be the demon that haunted Mr. Sinister's childhood. Mr. Sinister, unimpressed, refers to Argown as a soldier of Cornelius' experiments. Argown attacks him, and Mr. Sinister says that his fingers are easy, and the panel shifts to his fingers being destroyed. Mr. Sinister then asks Argown to show him what he can do. The narrative shifts to the aftermath of the battle, where the team is planning their next move. A voice warns them that events will speed up and she will not be able to guide them as precisely. They need to adapt. Mystique tells the group she can get them out via a portal and tells them they need to work together. There is tension between them all as they question why they should trust Mystique. Deathstrike is told to guard Creed and to kill him if he jeopardizes their escape. Mystique is reminded of her sacrifice, and she asks Dakin to retrieve a red chest from her chambers. She warns Dakin to check on Siphon, as anyone with a healing factor is in danger if he is free. A sense of urgency grows as they rush to escape. Laura, with long black hair with blue streaks, is shown moving swiftly across the scene, as she is told, "You will need to play them all like instruments, my beloved." The scene shifts to a flashback of Mystique and the same character as she is told, "But I have seen you do things like this many times, Mystique. You don't think you act." The scene continues with Laura approaching and picking up a red chest, opening it, finding it filled with old costumes. She expresses her frustration, realizing she has been manipulated again. The scene ends with a voice saying they won't even realize the part they played. The scene cuts to Dakin yelling Laura's name as she is running through a corridor. They discuss the danger they're in, Dakin saying that Mr. Sinister has likely killed Shargun and Siphon may be free. They argue about trusting Mystique, and Dakin makes the claim that Mystique is always good at saving her own skin and that they can use her to help them escape. A plan is proposed, but it requires Dakin's cooperation. The final panel depicts Dakin leaning in close, saying Mystique likely has the whole place bugged. The scene opens with Mystique, in a white suit with a skull on her forehead, standing before others, and explaining that once they obtain the portal and Siphon, they will quickly move to Florida, and that is where everything will end. She is then shown with red hair and a blue skin tone, and speaks about bringing them to the nexus of realities as quickly as possible, or they will lose their chance to be together again, saying that she will not blame anyone if they fail. The scene then shows her grabbing a tape from a machine, saying that if fate will have them reunite, it will happen. But if not, she loves them and they will meet in another life, to which she replies, it will be this life. The scene focuses on Mystique and a figure named Portal, who is held in a cell. Portal questions why he should help Mystique, given that she and her thugs kidnapped him. Mystique explains that he cannot get out of his cell without her help, and Mr. Sinister is coming and will scour the ship. She then asks for his help, claiming that because of his skills, she needs him to. Portal is clearly reluctant, so Mystique pulls out a golden artifact, which she claims is the Zhulong, and asks if he knows what it does. Portal is clearly shocked, saying he will be able to go anywhere with it, and agrees to help. The scene shifts to a different location, where Siphon, with green skin and sharp teeth, is attacking a chained-up Dakin. Dakin tries to stop him, but Siphon is overcome with hunger. Dakin struggles to resist Siphon, even though he knows he already took his healing factor. Siphon cries out about his hunger as his mouth is bloodied. He then says he doesn't like doing this to Dakin, that he deserves better than a chain, and says it will all be better soon as he drags the chain through a door. The scene returns to Argown and Mr. Sinister's battle. Sinister points out that Argown can only control Shargun's body if it is near death, and that his spirit was compromised when he entered the body. He then reveals that Shargun's friends had come to him for help, but were dying of a genetic poison, and that he could have cured their affliction. Argown tries to attack, but Mr. Sinister stabs him, revealing he has a cure for the poison, and says he wonders what would happen if he cured Shargun. Argown screams no, as Mr. Sinister is seen holding a syringe. The scene shifts to a confrontation between Sabretooth, Deathstrike, and a woman with long dark hair. Sabretooth is angry that he didn't kill Junk, as he liked that kid. Deathstrike scolds Sabretooth, stating his past cannot be erased and redemption is for fools, also calling him a monster. The woman with long dark hair says it was Mystique and that she is playing them and that they should not trust her. Another woman in a yellow and white suit appears, saying she is done with Raven Darkholme. The scene shifts to Siphon attacking Mr. Sinister with a chain, as he screams in frustration. A figure with a red mask looks on, holding a syringe, asking what he is doing. Siphon screams in frustration while grabbing at Mr. Sinister's head. Mr. Sinister is then shown yelling about what is happening. The scene opens with a blade slicing through the air, accompanied by a voice saying that it's for Endo, Skell, and Junk. Then Siphon is shown in his green form, and Dakin asks him how he is feeling, to which Siphon replies that it was an incredible feed and that he doesn't need to eat again for months. Siphon is then shown being blasted from the chest before the scene changes to Portal being told to send them, to which he asks all three. The last panel shows the three figures being teleported. The scene opens with the characters running, being asked where they were sent. A figure points and says here. Then, through a portal, they see Dakin, Deathstrike, and Sabretooth being teleported away. The scene shifts to Mystique and Portal, where Mystique says they need to go to the nexus of all realities next. Portal says no problem, but he should warn them about the nexus. The final scene reveals a swamp-like environment with a wooden shack on stilts. Mystique and Portal are present, and Mystique is wearing her white suit with a skull on her forehead. A giant, monstrous figure with red eyes made of roots stands towering before them, and Portal states, /, as a guardian, / thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.